Hey guys, Robman here with my rapid review of the Lorraine 40t for the WoT Advent Calendar, Day 21. This is a Tier 8 French auto-loading medium tank. We can see that it has 300 alpha damage on a 4-shot magazine. The magazine takes 7.5 seconds after the first shot to fully unload, followed by a 35-second reload. The standard shell has 232 millimeters of penetration, which goes up to 263 on the APCR shell. It should be noted that the shell velocities are pretty decent on this tank, with 1,250 on the premium dropping down to 1,000 on the standard. The HE, while not very useful because of the long clip load time, does have 400 alpha with a penetration of 50 millimeters, as well as the same shell velocity as the standard armor-piercing shell. Continuing along, this tank does have a fairly decent gun depression elevation angle of 8 degrees depression, 15 degrees elevation, along with a 2.6 second aim time and 0.36 accuracy. The tank, to compensate for its 4-shot autoloader, does have a relatively low DPM of 1,685, but that's kind of made up for by the relatively good mobility of the tank. The armor, on the other hand, is absolutely terrible, with 45 millimeters at the absolute max and only 1,300 hit points. The mobility of the tank, starting off, the turret traverse is about 37.5 degrees per second, which is excellent. This is combined with a 35.5 degree hull traverse speed, a top speed of 60 kilometers an hour with a reverse speed of 23 kilometers an hour, which you will actually reach, because despite weighing 40 tons, this tank does have an 850 horsepower engine, resulting in a specific power rating of 21.25. Concealment-wise, this does reflect the tank being rather large, with a stationary rating of 16.22% and a moving rating of 12.92%. The view range is kinda low, but acceptable at Tier 8 at 380 meters, and the signal range is your standard 750 meters. I use this tank explicitly as a frontline tank. I do not consider it to be a good pub tank in the current meta. That said, if I were to run this tank for any reason whatsoever, the build that I would recommend would be IRM in the first slot, a V-stab in the second, and improved vents in the third. I also recommend the ammo loadout to be as follows: 36 standard and 12 premium. That is, of course, my frontline loadout. For the same reason, I recommend running a small repair kit, a small first aid kit, and an automatic fire extinguisher in place of food, simply because as you're playing frontline, I assume that you are doing it to grind credits, and this is the most efficient way to run it. With that said, this tank is available for $43.53 or 9,900 gold should you choose to purchase it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below or subscribe to the channel. This has been Robman with my review. Robman out.